On October 9th, I was involved in a fatal car crash. A drunk driver slammed into my vehicle and left me to deal with the shambles. It was a hit and run. As in, he hit it and ran to the next chick. Apparently, this dude has crashed his way into a lot of girls' lives, smashed his way between a lot of girls' legs, made himself a victim of the mess he created. That day, there was one fatality: my relationship with my mom. The EMT claimed they did all they could to save it, but I watched it slowly fade in the back of the ambulance seat. After that day, my mother started to look at me like I was damaged, like I was no longer her legacy, but the crash. Venom laced her tongue as she spurred out insults, along with the names that she did not give me, as if I were to blame for the passing of our loved one, as if I were to blame for the passing of my innocence, as if I were to blame for the other driver's actions. She made me feel unwelcome in my own home. But was it really my own after he took it? And ain't that like a black woman? Always made stranger to her own body. Always the passenger, never the driver. That day portrayed the parts of me that broke, that shattered, like glass lining the freeway. Once we collided, emotional turmoil leaked its way into my life. I told him it was my first time behind the wheel. I told him to be careful with my bumper. I told him I was not a test drive. I told him no. And in return, he convinced himself that I would change my answer, as if the gravity of my decision resembled a multiple choice quiz. He was a reckless driver who didn't give an F, and I wasn't even on the road yet. But with time, I've learned to repair the damage that was him. I took control of the wheel. I took my rearview mirrors off. I forced myself not to look back. I realized that rape is one event in the grand scheme of my life. And now October 9th is just October 9th. Just another day that will pass me by. Just another day where I was messed over by a nigga. But ain't that like niggas, prone to mess things up? And ain't that like women, prone to take every mess as a lesson?